The universe was not built for us. If you were thrown into space right now, you wouldn't feel wonder. You would feel terror. No air. No sound. No ground beneath your feet. Just endless darkness in every direction. When you leave Earth, you realize something disturbing. There is no edge. No center. No wall waiting at the end. Space does not surround us. It extends beyond imagination. And Earth? It is not the center of anything. It is not special. It is a speck of dust, floating inside something that may stretch forever. The more we explore the universe, the more beautiful it looks. But beauty can hide something else. Because the deeper we look into space, the more we understand one thing. We are not standing in a safe world. We are drifting in something vast, cold, and completely indifferent. You might imagine that a planet is a sanctuary, a solid place to stand, a world that offers shelter in the chaos of space. But that feeling only exists because we were born on the rare exception. Most planets are not gentle worlds. They are extreme environments, where survival is not difficult. It is impossible. Some are scorched by constant radiation, their surfaces covered in molten rock. Others are wrapped in thick atmospheres, filled with toxic gases that would suffocate you in seconds. And then there are the giants. From a distance, they look calm, beautiful, almost majestic. Bands of color swirl slowly across their surface. But there is no land beneath those clouds. If you tried to descend, you would fall endlessly, through layers of violently rotating gas. Winds would tear at you at unimaginable speeds. The deeper you fall, the darker it becomes. Sunlight fades. Pressure rises. Your body would collapse long before you ever reached anything solid. And below those clouds, there is no ground waiting. Only oceans of superheated metallic hydrogen, compressed by gravity so intense, it reshapes matter itself. We think of planets as destinations, but most of them are not havens. They are hostile spheres, drifting in the dark. Earth is not the rule. It is the exception. Take Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system. It is more than 11 times wider than Earth, so large that over 1,000 Earths could fit inside it. From far away, it looks almost peaceful. Massive storms spin slowly across its surface. Clouds stretch in colorful bands. But Jupiter is not a world. It is a colossal engine of gravity. If Earth somehow drifted too close, that gravity alone would begin to tear us apart. And if we actually fell into it, there would be no impact, no dramatic crash, because there is no solid surface waiting below. You would descend through layers of violent gas, deeper and deeper into crushing pressure and rising heat. Eventually, you would dissolve into a vast ocean of superheated metallic hydrogen, not destroyed in an instant, but absorbed, erased, like a drop of ink, disappearing into an endless sea. For a long time, we didn't even know if planets existed beyond our solar system. Now we know there are billions. Some of them look breathtaking. Brilliant blue worlds, swirling with patterns that resemble oceans and clouds. One of them, HD 189733b, shines with a deep sapphire color. From a distance, it looks almost like Earth. Calm, peaceful, familiar. But that beauty is an illusion. On its surface, temperatures rise above 1,000 degrees Celsius. Winds scream across the planet at several times the speed of sound. And instead of rain, it rains molten glass, tiny shards, driven sideways through the atmosphere by relentless storms. It is not a paradise. It is a world where even light feels dangerous. If planets feel overwhelming, stars are something else entirely. Jupiter is enormous compared to Earth. But the Sun is 10 times wider than Jupiter. And even our Sun is just an average star. There are stars so massive that if one replaced our Sun, it would swallow Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, even Jupiter. Millions of Earths can fit inside our Sun, and billions of suns could fit inside the largest known supergiants. These stars are not glowing spheres. They are vast furnaces of nuclear fire, burning at thousands of degrees, radiating energy across unimaginable distances. And yet, even they are not the most extreme things in the universe. And then we found something even more extreme. A black hole known as Ton 618. Not just the remains of a dead star, but a gravitational giant, on a scale that defies imagination. Its diameter stretches hundreds of billions of kilometers. So vast that our entire solar system would look small beside it. It doesn't simply pull matter inward. It bends space itself. Light cannot escape it. Time slows near it. Entire stars can be torn apart as they spiral toward its center. And yet, even something this enormous is not the largest structure in the universe. Because beyond monsters like this, there is something even stranger. Not something massive, something empty. Beyond black holes like Ton 618, there are regions of space, defined not by mass, but by absence. Vast areas where galaxies are strangely scarce. One of them is known as the Boötes Void. It stretches hundreds of millions of light years across. A colossal emptiness, with far fewer stars than it should contain. Cold, dark, almost nothing at all. And somehow, that silence feels more unsettling than any monster made of gravity. But the most unsettling fact is not how big the universe is. It's that it's still growing. Every galaxy is moving, not drifting randomly, but being carried outward as space itself expands. Right now, the Milky Way is racing through space, along with our local group of galaxies, at millions of kilometers per hour. And this expansion is not slowing down. It's accelerating. In the distant future, nearby galaxies will drift farther and farther away, until one day, they will disappear beyond our observable horizon. A civilization born trillions of years from now might look into the sky and see only one galaxy, their own, and they might believe that the universe ends there, not knowing that everything else has simply moved beyond reach. Drifting in that expanding darkness are two small machines, Voyager 1, Voyager 2, launched in 1977. They are now the most distant human-made objects in existence. They have left the influence of the Sun and entered interstellar space. Attached to each of them is something fragile, a golden record. It carries images of Earth, sounds of wind and oceans, music, voices in dozens of languages, a message in a bottle, cast into a cosmic ocean, long after humanity is gone. These probes may continue drifting for billions of years, silent, untouched. If everything else disappears, they may be the last trace that we were ever here. Tiny artifacts, crossing an endless, indifferent universe. About a century ago, the writer H.P. Lovecraft said something unsettling. He believed the most merciful thing in the world is that the human mind cannot connect all its knowledge. We live, he said, on a small island of ignorance, surrounded by an infinite sea of darkness. And perhaps he was right. Because the more we uncover about the universe, the more vast, cold, and indifferent it appears. Stars explode. Black holes consume. Galaxies drift apart. Everything expands. Everything fades. And yet, here we are, on a small rocky planet, at just the right distance from a burning star. Close enough to feel its warmth. Far enough to survive. The sun could kill us if we moved slightly closer. But at this distance, It gives us light. It gives us life. In a universe filled with extremes, we exist in a narrow window where life is possible. So when the sun rises tomorrow, remember this. Against all odds, in the vastness of space, we are still here.